Hi there. It's August 14th and time for Proverbs 14. So, if you're just joining us, we're using the English Standard Version this month. And I always keep the Geneva Bible from 1599, which predates the King James by some years. It came out first in 1591 because it has the most wonderful footnotes in it that they've always included every time they print it. So, hey, verse 1, the wisest of women builds her house, but folly with her own hands tears it down. What's this? Buildeth a house. That is, taketh pain to profit her family and to do that which concerneth their duty in her house, right? That's what we're supposed to do. Right? Foolishness tears it down. Whoever walks in uprightness fears the Lord, but he who is devious in his ways despises the Lord, him. Right? Not a good place to be, right? By the mouth of a fool comes a rod for his back, but the lips of the wise will preserve them, right? Usually by keeping your mouth shut, okay? Okay, for where there are no oxen, the manger is clean, but abundant crops comes by the strength of an ox. Right? Have you ever seen, like today I use auto shop? Have you seen an auto shop? Clean, spotless, right? No cars, no tools laying around, no dirty floors. You think they're making any money? No. Okay. They're not, right? Because they got no business. Okay? If your barn is clean and beautiful and shiny, right? You may not be making any money because you're not using your tools. 5, a faithful witness does not lie, but a false witness breathes out lies. Right. You need to be a faithful witness. The scoffer seeks wisdom in vain, but knowledge is easy for a man of understanding. Right? The scorner, there's a note over there. For the maintenance of his own ambition and not for God's glory, as Simon Magus. Right. Right. Not for God's glory, but for your own ambition. A scoffer seeks wisdom in vain. 7, leave the presence of a fool, for there you do not meet words of knowledge. Don't hang around those kind of people, okay? The wisdom of the prudent is to discern his way, but the folly of fools is deceiving. Foolishness of fools is deceit. There. Right. Fools in their foolishness. 9, fools mock at the guilt offering, but the upright enjoy acceptance. Or, among the upright is acceptance. Fool maketh mock of his sin. What's it say? Does not know the grievousness thereof, nor God's judgments against the same. That's a fool, right? 10. Heart knows its own bitterness, and no stranger shares its joy. That's a very deep statement, okay? Nobody except the Lord can know exactly how you feel, okay? No one. And when you're in joy, nobody can know exactly what your joy feels like, okay? We are all different, right? I mean, you can grow up in the same house, okay? My brother and I grew up in the same house. I mean, we were very close in age, so I always got the same things, okay? He is vastly different than me, okay? Nothing, absolutely nothing like me, okay? And he can't know my bitterness. I can't know his bitterness, okay? Because we have different feelings inside. 11, the house of the wicked will be destroyed, but the tent of the upright will flourish. When the storm comes, it says, when, not if, when the storm comes, the house of the wicked will be destroyed, but the tent of the upright will flourish. There's tabernacle over here, which is a tent. 12, there is a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way to death. Right? You think it seems right. And there's no notes for that, too. That's interesting. Right? You need to consult the Lord and wise counselors in everything you do. Okay? Everything. 13, even in laughter the heart may ache, and the end of joy may be grief. Kind of goes with 10, right? The heart knows its own bitterness, and no stranger shares its joy. Even in laughter the heart may ache, and the end of joy may be grief. Right? I mean, it'll always come back, right? 14, the backslider in heart will be filled with the fruit of his ways, and a good man will be filled with the fruit of his ways. Backslider, how do you like that? The heart that declineth shall be satiated with his own ways. He that forsaketh God shall be punished and made weary of his sins wherein he delighted. Right? Filled with the fruit of his ways, right? It'll get old, it'll get boring. And you'll want to come back to the Lord, right? So a very good man shall depart from him. A good man will be filled with the fruit of his ways. Right? What you do affects who you are, right? 15, the simple believes everything, and the prudent gives thought to his steps. The simple believes everything. That's true. Right? Now, the simple and the fool are two vastly different people, okay? A simple person is like an ignorant person. He doesn't know, okay? But he wants to learn. The prudent give thoughts to his steps. Right? Do you give thought to your steps? I mean, you're supposed to. 16, one who is wise is cautious and turns away from evil, but a fool is reckless and careless. Fears the Lord. Right? Wise is cautious. Wise and fears the Lord. A wise man feareth and departeth from evil, but a fool rageth and is careless. Right? One who is wise is cautious and turns away from evil. You know when to go the other way? 17, a man of quick temper acts foolishly, and a man of evil devices is hated. Right? Busybody. Man of imaginations, evil devices, busybody, gossip. Okay, gossip fits in there. Man of quick temper acts foolishly, and a man of evil devices is hated. I must have been thinking of something last time when I highlighted that. A lot of us, I mean, everybody has a temper, okay? If you have quick temper or a slow temper, right? You're supposed to be slow to anger. And reading the Bible, fearing the Lord, right? Thinking and saying only good things will fix that quick temper. Right? 18, the simple inherit foolishness or folly, and the prudent are crowned with knowledge. The simple inherit foolishness. Wow. Okay. 19, the evil bow down before the good, and the wicked at the gates of the righteous. Someday they will, right? What's this? Note. If this come not daily to pass, we must consider that it is because of our sins which let God's working. That's a weird note, isn't it? Evil bow down before the good, and the wicked at the gates of the righteous. At some point, okay? We'll have to do some digging into that verse, right? That little proverb. 20, the poor is disliked even by his neighbor, but the rich man has many friends. What are the real friends? If it takes money to have a friend, is that a real friend? I don't think so. 21, whoever despises his neighbor is a sinner, but blessed is he who is generous to the poor. Two different things, right? Unless your neighbor's poor. Whoever despises his neighbor is a sinner. You see, it says a little better over here in our 1599, in our 400-year-old Bible. The sinner despiseth his neighbor, but he that hath mercy on the poor is blessed. Good. You're not supposed to despise people. So it is sin to despise people, right? Does you love your neighbor as yourself, right? 22. Do they not go astray who devise evil? Those who devise good meet steadfast love and faithfulness. Show, meet. Right? Those who devise evil do go astray. Right? In all toil there is profit, but mere talk tends only to poverty. Right? In all toil there is profit. That's highlighted for a reason. Okay. In all work there's profit. Okay. Don't look down on any person who is working and doing a job. Is not to be looked down on. They are to be respected. Okay. If it's a job that you would never do, be thankful that somebody else will. Okay. And respect them. Look up to them. Okay. I look up on anybody that's working, no matter what their job is. Okay. Because in today's society, you don't have to work. Okay. So if you do, no matter what it is, you're to be respected. 24, the crown of the wise is their wealth, but the folly of fools brings folly. Okay. The foolishness of fools brings foolishness. Right. Folly of fools brings the folly of fools brings folly. Right. The crown of the wise is their wealth. Okay. A wise person, a God-fearing person, right? A working person. Okay. They're able to take care of themselves. Okay. They have a home. They have food on the table. Right. Lights and warm water and a place to sleep. Right. Crown of the wise is their wealth. 25, a truthful witness saves lives. The one who breathes out lies is deceitful. Right. One of the first things God said, he doesn't like a liar. He doesn't like liars. 26, in the fear of the Lord, one has strong confidence, and his children will have a refuge. The fear of the Lord. One has strong confidence. And your children will have a place to turn to, right? 27, the fear of the Lord is a fountain of life, that one may turn away from the snares of death. Right. Right. Fear of the Lord. Reverence, awe, respect. Okay. 28, in a multitude of people is the glory of a king, but without people, a prince is ruined. Right? You're only a king as long as everybody follows you, right? 29, whoever is slow to anger has great understanding, but he who has a hasty temper exalts folly or foolishness. All right? Slow to anger has great understanding, right? What was that other one up here? A man of quick temper acts foolishly. Yeah. All right. But whoever's slow to anger has great understanding. It doesn't say you don't get angry. It says slow to anger, okay? If you're hasty, if you jump quick, then you're not thinking first, okay? 30, a tranquil heart gives life to the flesh, but envy makes the bones rot. Jealousy, it'll say, right? What's it say over here? Envy is the rotting of the bones. Tranquil, healing heart gives life to the flesh. Right? A tranquil heart gives life to the flesh. But envy makes the bones rot. I want what he's got. I want what he's got, instead of ever being thankful for what you have, right? Da-da-da. 31. Whoever oppresses a poor man insults his maker. Think about that. But he who is generous to the needy honors him, right? Whoever oppresses a poor man insults God, his maker. Right? If you're generous to the needy, you honor God, his maker. Okay. Right? Just like that. Okay. 32. The wicked is overthrown through his evil doing, but the righteous finds refuge in his death. The wicked is overthrown through his evil doing, but the righteous find refuge in his death. Right? In his death. Hope. Happens, right? We're collecting the righteous ones together. Wisdom rests in the heart of a man of understanding, but it makes itself known even in the midst of fools. Wisdom rests quietly in the heart of a man of understanding, but makes itself known in the midst of fools. Wisdom rests, we're going to read that again, right? Wisdom rests in the heart of a man of understanding, but it makes itself known in the midst of fools. What is a note over here for that? Come on. For as much as they are convicted thereby and put to silence. Right. Makes itself known in the midst of fools, right? Let me know what you think that means, right? Wisdom rests in the heart of a man of understanding. Is at peace, right? Maybe. But makes itself known in the midst of fools, like raging. Fools don't have wisdom, right? 34. Righteousness exalts a nation, but sin is a reproach to any people. Right? Righteousness exalts a nation. And 35. A servant who deals wisely has the king's favor, but his wrath falls on the one who acts shamefully. Right. Right. So there you go. How many righteous ones are in here? Just a few. Okay. That's not a righteous one. But just a few righteous ones. Got my colors messed up here. The righteous finds refuge in his death. Righteousness exalts a nation. That's it, huh? Yeah. What else is highlighted in here? Where there are no oxen, the manger is clean, and abundant crops come by the strength of an ox. Right? I mean, that says enough. Where none oxen are, the crib is empty. By the ox is meant labor, and by the crib, the barn. Meaning, without labor, there is no profit. Right? Right. Without labor, there is no profit. And if you're getting your car fixed, or getting your hair cut, you want to go to the place that's dirty, right? It's got cars around. It's got hair on the floor. So you know that they do a good job because other people come to them. Okay? 7, leave the presence of a fool, for there you do not meet words of knowledge. Right? Right. Don't hang around these people, okay? Especially those protesters, man. They're like carrying signs. I'm a fool. I'm a fool. You know? Somebody gave me $100. Mm-hmm. 10, the heart knows its own bitterness, and no stranger shares its joy. Okay? And this one kind of goes with it. Even in laughter, the heart may ache, and the end of joy may be grief. Right? If somebody that's very bitter, very distressed, and you go and see them and counsel them, you make them feel better for a while, but then as soon as you leave, it all comes back, right? All comes back. 14, the backslider in heart will be filled with the fruit of his ways, and a good man will be filled with the fruit of his ways. Right? You backsliding, going back to old sins, right? They will catch up with you, okay? They will catch up with you. 17, a man of quick temper acts foolishly, and a man of evil devices is hated. Right? There's another one that went with that, huh? Whoever is slow to anger has great understanding, but he who has a hasty temper exalts foolishness. Right? Those two go together. So, slow to anger, says that in James, right? Slow to anger. Don't act foolish. Right? And 19, the evil bow down before the good, and the wicked at the gates of the righteous. And there's a note over here, but still, if this come not daily to pass, we must consider that it is because of our sins which let God's working. And that still makes no sense, right? I mean, daily, okay, the evil bow down before the good daily. They don't, okay, they're evil. And the wicked at the gates of the righteous. I have to think about that and do some research on that verse, because it's just kind of, it doesn't make sense when you first read it, okay? And all to others profit, 23, and all jobs, right? Everything. Anything that gives you a paycheck, right? In the fear of the Lord, one has strong confidence, 26, right? It's like having a lion behind you, okay? Do you fear the lion? Yeah, you know what they're capable of, but they love you and they'll protect you, but you still fear them, okay? Respect, all right? And if you have that, you have strong confidence, right? The fear of the Lord is a fountain of life, that one may turn away from the snares of death. Mm-hmm. Fear of the Lord, all right? And we did that one. Whoever oppresses a poor man insults his maker, but he who is generous to the needy honors God, okay? And God will pay you back every time, okay? And we did the righteous one. The righteous finds a refuge in his death. Righteousness exalts a nation. Right. So there you go. That is Proverbs 14. And we get more out of these each time we read them. Right? So that's why we've read them 24 times. So, and I feel very comfortable with Proverbs now. Okay? But still, there's verses in there that kind of make you, scratch your chin and what's that about? And you got to look those up. Okay? Oh, there you go. Catch up with us later today. We are going through the New Testament in a year, and we are on Romans 14 today, I believe. So maybe half of it. But Paul is telling the Gentiles why they are part of the Israelite sons of Abraham now. Right? And things you need to do. Okay? Good stuff for us Americans, right? Paul's letter to the Americas. So stay tuned for that. Give us a like if you think about it, and we'll see you later on.